Made in Scotland by Billy Connolly. Read by Gordon Kennedy. Introduction. I didn't come from nothing. Where do you come from? It's one of the most basic human questions of all. Luckily, it's easily answered. What kind of prick doesn't know where they're born? But there is another question, which might sound a wee bit similar, but is actually very different. What do you come from? And let me tell you, that question can take you all sorts of strange places. Last year, just in case you didn't know, I was knighted. On the 31st of October 2017, I went down to Buckingham Palace, and Prince William put his sword on both of my shoulders and made me Sir William Connolly, CBE. I got it for services to entertainment and charity. When I was young, I would have hated the very idea of being given a knighthood. The hippie Billy Connolly would have thought it was all nonsense. But I've mellowed as I've got older, and I've come to appreciate being given things by people. If somebody or another in authority wants to tell me, "You're very good, therefore you're entitled to this," it is a charitable act. They are doing it for the very best reasons, and to turn it down would be churlish in my opinion. Just take it, be nice, and appreciate it. So I took it, and I said thank you. It's not like having a knighthood has made any great difference to my life. I don't spend my days now hanging out with other goodly knights or rescuing damsels in distress. The only thing that has changed is some people's attitudes towards me. I have noticed that some people get a great delight from calling me Sir Billy. "Sir Billy, will you do this, please?" Well, good luck to them, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. In any case, if I'm honest, I didn't really cover myself in glory when I got knighted. Prince William asked me a few questions, but I was nervous, and what with that and my Parkinson's disease, my mouth suddenly stopped working at the most inopportune moment. I flubbered and bejabbered. The prince asked me something, fuck knows what it was, and I said, flabberdy-babberdy-bug-glug-glug-glug-glug-glug. Honestly, he must think I am a complete simpleton. I'd love to meet him again to apologise, and to show him that I am not a total idiot. After my knighthood was announced, a woman from the BBC came to Glasgow to interview me. We sat down in a lovely hotel in a nice part of town, and she hit me with her first question. "This must mean a lot to you, with you coming from nothing." I looked at her, and I laughed. "I didn't come from nothing," I told her. "I come from something. I mean, I have never hidden that I came from humble stock. I grew up in the tenements of post-war Glasgow. In fact, I used to specify exactly where, on stage. It was on a kitchen floor on the linoleum 3 floors up. The early years of my life were spent in grinding poverty, but it wasn't nothing. It was something. Something very important. There is this viewpoint that if you have come from the working class, you have come from nothing, whereas the middle and upper classes are something. But I don't hold with that opinion. I think the working class is something. It is everything. They are the builders of society, and without them, the whole house falls down. I am very proud to be working class, especially a working class Glaswegian who has worked in the shipyards. It is something. And don't you forget it. I come from something. I come from the working class, and most of all, I come from Scotland. It's weird how I always get so closely linked with Scotland. I am probably more famous for being a Glaswegian than for anything I've actually done. Yet, I don't mind this focus. In fact, I enjoy it, and I understand it. I have always sounded very Scottish. Nobody is ever going to mistake where I come from. And when I started out, my humour was totally bound up in Scotland and Scottishness. How could it not be? It was what I knew. It was all that I knew. I love Scotland with a fierce passion that has never dimmed. I love talking about Scotland and, most of all, I love being there. I have lived in America.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?